Welcome to Tech Tips Jam. We're going to review 25 and see what's ahead for 26. So it's last year's cool tech highlights and a New Year's AI Envisions is the topic for today. We do these once a quarter, and this is our review. Okay, but let's introduce ourselves first. So we are the Fustino brothers. We build powerful apps for the stars. And up first is Russell Fustino. Why don't you introduce yourself, Russ?
Hi, everybody. Russ Fustino here, software developer by trade. And I'm also CEO of Fustino Brothers. So we're looking forward to this webinar. It has a lot of cool stuff in it. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay, and then next up is Richard, our music director and musician, and has many recordings out there. Introduce yourself, Rich.
Hey, it's Rich Fustino. I'm a guitar teacher at Man's Music for the last 58 years, and recently we just got into book publishing. So we got a children's series coming. We got Ellery the Elephant, and I also teach the Ellery's Christmas song, and it went over real big during the Christmas holidays. So, hey, how you doing, Steve?
Very good. Okay. All right, and I'm Gary Fustino. I do some of the design work here at Business Social Media and Marketing. I also have a book out there called Mora, which is a hand word game from the old country, right? That came from the Mediterranean over to the United States and so forth. So if you're interested in that type of thing, we have that. What we all have in common is that we're all publishers, books, music, and so forth. So that's a good thing. All right. Things that we have done, for example, is the Jethro Tull app. We have Facebook, Firefox apps, and even for Jethro Tull, we received a patent for the programming. And all these are available in all those app stores. And our theme is educate, enlighten, and entertain. So if it's got something involved in that, that's what we do. All right. Richard has mentioned with Port Knuckle Records, he's got several recordings out there. What is it now? 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 recordings out there. We have enough to do an album pretty soon coming up. All right. So look for those, and here's the QR code that you could scan. And in fact, if I go out there, you will see this link tree to all these recordings. So if you click on one of these, like that So, for example, it goes right to it, and you can get it on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, and so forth. So it's a pretty good deal. All right, so I'll go back to the deck here. All right, so next, we have an opportunity here. If those that are out there in this area on joining us on this meeting, you could introduce yourself, and this would be the time.
My name is Rick Stoltzrelli. I am the owner of a travel agency in Largo, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I have not written a book, but if I did, it would be on travel. I don't play a musical instrument, but if I did, it would be the bagpipes.
Yeah.
And when I saw that the word there, that song, I think it was Eagles and Wings, I just about dropped my jaw because that's two of my favorite bands, the Eagles and Wings.
Very good.
I never knew that. That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a great tune. My daughter wrote the words, and I wrote the music.
Fabulous. That's great. Well, Rick, it's great to hear you're joining us. Once again, we haven't heard from you for a little while, so I hope you find this entertaining and enlightening, as we say. Okay, so that's good. Anybody else want to take a shot at the introduction? Okay, well, let's move on.
I'll just say my name's Dave Fustino, calling in from Boston. I'm in product development. Yep, nice to see the FBI team. Yeah, mainly just helping my clients take their ideas from concept to production, manufacturing, and scalability. So if you ever have an innovative idea or invention or something you want to make into a physical product, you can always reach out.
All right,
Stan, how you doing, huh?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I had the wrong mic selected before. I'm doing fine. Been around the community for a long time. Russ, you and I used to do a TV show together.
That's right.
Was that
That's
Russ's
right.
tool shed?
Yeah.
Russell's
Hey, Gary,
Tool
nice,
Shed.
good
That's
to see
it.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these days I live in the South Bay area of Hillsborough. That's on the southeast side of the bay, Apollo Beach, and I'm doing fractional CTO work. So I have multiple clients, and I'm mostly doing advisory, but I do hands-on development work also. And I'm pretty heavily involved with agentic projects at this point. So just working to move everybody forward.
I like your beard. Very
Thank you.
nice.
I see a lot of people my age seem to have a beard. I don't know why it is, but here we go.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually I'm focusing more on
Stay
the
warm
mustache.
here in Florida.
Yeah, if I stop shaving, we could see your beard, but right now I still got it on the screen share. So we'll do that at the end. I'll show the participants. Okay, so that's very good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so today's topic is Tech Tips Jam 25-26. Last year's cool tech highlights and our new year, our current year, AI Envisions. So that's where we're going. So let's get started. So let's take year-end review of 2025 first here. It was last year's cool tech highlights, right? All right. We've got
Rich, you need to mute if you're tuning up.
Yeah, we got somebody tuning up in the background there, Richard. Yeah, but we'll get to that in a few minutes, which is great. So we got Internet of Things got really serious in 2025. It's where artificial intelligence met Internet of Things, and it was a great leap forward for 2025. And in fact, everything goes in 2025. So let's take some things that were marriage made in heaven, or should we say the cloud, right? Everything goes up to the cloud. All right. First of all, Time Magazine named AI the person of the year. I mean, can you believe it? An object or a program or data is now the person of the year, right? Well, there's their inside cover at the same topic presented that famous painting in New York, a photograph in New York with all the gurus of AI, Musk and Google and Twitter and so forth are all there on the beam. And why they're there is because in 2025 there was a great deal of spending going on. In fact, the first thing, data centers got a real boost. $80 billion was spent in 2025 on data centers alone. Just incredible, right? And energy providers like Duke Energy and so forth also improved their infrastructure, 1.3 trillion to keep up with the demands of AI, right? And then finally, tech developers like Stan and Russell here that we've got in Microsoft invested 1.3 trillion. There you go. I mean, there was some big money going on in 2025. All right, so let's see what the leap forwards were. Okay, first of all, in the operating table, in the hospitals, AI assisted tech assisted surgery was going on with the Apple Vision Pro. I mean, they're looking at a scope or something that's going on the operating table. Plus, they're sharing what they're doing not only to the theater that's above them. Most operating rooms have a theater where other doctors can look down and take a look at what's going on. But with this Vision Pro, they could share what they're doing worldwide for other surgeons in other countries to learn about how to do a particular procedure. So that was a great leap forward in 25. Plus, we've got satellite messaging now that really took a hold in 2025. You can now send your text messages via satellite rather than through your carrier to your carriers like Verizon or AT&T or Sprint. You could bypass the middleman and go right directly to the satellite, and that's what Elon Musk has been working on. In fact, he launches satellite one a week. I think in 2025 he launched over 150. So there's a lot of satellites going up and you can see all those little dots around the Earth. I mean, it's really getting crowded out there. All right, and then finally, of course, midsummer 2025, we had a big leap forward in terms of the operating systems, and one of them was the Apple iMac and iPhone and so forth, all centralized over what they called liquid glass. So you have a form and function took place earlier this year, and they're still making improvements over the year. All right, so it was a meeting of the minds. AI and Internet of Things became a meeting of the minds really in 2025. So some notable advances, milestones for 2025, for example, cybersecurity, greater awareness for deep fakes. In fact, to her credit, Melania Trump was champion that cause because her and her family were part of all the deep fakes and videos and so forth. So she pushed that to go through Congress and get the bill passed. So now when there's artificial intelligence animation or video, it's got to be labeled as such on social media so that you're looking at a fake and not the real thing. So that was a good thing that she was involved in. Health tech, AI-driven predictions. Now, instead of physicians relying on just their experience and what's around them, they now can do medical diagnostics using AI, which is almost like a lawyer's library, precedent. They can look up precedent in medical procedures at their fingertips, so they know what to do. Sustainability was a leap forward to our green planet, in this case, green hydrogen in the form of carbon capture breakthroughs is what they call it. So that was a leap forward in 2025. Energy storage, advanced solid-state batteries. When the Tesla car first came out, you can go 300 miles. Now you can go 400, 425, and so forth. So it's a big leap forward. Our phones, your Android phone and iPhone now has more battery life. It goes a lot longer. All right, and finally, automation also took a giant leap forward in science and industry. You see more robots being used for advanced automated factories, as that the picture depicts. So the beat goes on here in 2025. All right, and our own, if we will blow our own horn here, we advanced in 2025 with more recordings and books. The first book came out in 23, Ellery the Elephant, and then in 25 we produced Ellery's Christmas song recordings, and then we also made an activities book. So the beat goes on for us, and we're going to continue that in 26. All right, so speaking of 26, let's see what's ahead for us here in 26. Well, we're going to talk about New Year's AI Envisions and advanced tech and manufacturing. The rise of the machines, right? Here we go. More robots. Elon Musk has announced that he's killing two of his car models, the Model S and the Model X, to build more humanoid robots. The production ends the spring of 2026, and the Fremont factory is getting ready to convert to making 1 million autonomous robots per year. So he's investing $20 million to build more robots, right? Less cars, more robots. It's incredible. All right. Also, more machine tricks for privacy in 2026. Currently, your iPhone and Android phone can pinpoint your exact location using GPS on Earth. So if you're out and about, the stores around you and people around you know your exact location, right? If they're tracking you. Well, in this case, you now could limit the precise location. So that's going to be a setting that you could introduce, at least on the iPhones, where it's going to give you a proximity location, much like realtor.com. Like, for example, if you're looking to buy a home on realtor.com, it will show you the proximity of that home in the neighborhood. It wouldn't give you the street or address until you actually put down an offer. All right, so that's going to be similar to the phone. It's going to give you a proximity. So if you go to St. Pete, Tampa, or Buffalo, for example, it's going to tell you that you're in that location, but it's not going to tell you what exact street that you're on or pinpoint the location geographically. So that's a good thing for privacy. All right, so that's a one step forward. Uh, Rolling along in 26, we have a car show that Dave, my son, and I went to in Detroit. What a great show it was. Dave is going to present at our next meeting, April 20th, to discuss the high tech that's involved there. You see in the top right, you got a Rolls Royce. That's a gigantic car that's fueled electronically now. They have an electric Rolls Royce, believe it or not. And then of course you got the Mustang, the red one down there in the bottom right, and then some advances, your Corvettes, and even an autonomous vehicle there that goes on snow that looks like a tank. So
Yeah.
all these innovations here are we're going to review in the next coming up meeting. So looking forward to that, David. All right, and that's going
Nice
to be
preview.
on April 20th. Hopefully we can get that going. All right. Okay, so what's ahead here in the brave new world, right? It's an old title, but it really works for 2026. All right, we're moving from simple prompts to multi-step tasks. So that little robot there on the right could go backward, forward, left, and right. But now we're building robots that could pick up things, move things, develop things, go back and forth, and even do a routine that's very complex, multi steps. All right, and moving on, we're also going to be moving from the screen or off screen to the actual physical world. So and what that robot is really doing there. All right, and for efficiency, models that run will be run on local devices rather than the cloud. So we're going to take things down from the cloud and run them on local devices. Enhancements in roles of scientific discovery is going to continue in 2026 in physics, chemistry, and biology. So there's going to be continual leaps forward there. And then massive spending is going to go well beyond 2025. And as far as cybersecurity, they're going to continue to counter the explosion of deep fakes.
Mhm.
These two celebrities here, Taylor Swift and Scarlett Johansson, unfortunately, were two popular celebrities that were targeted a lot in 2025. So this 2026 will allow you to when you see a picture of them, it's either going to be a real from their publishers or to be identified as AI generated. So you'll be able to tell which is real, which is not,
Mhm.
to their favor. So those are some of the key technology predictions of 2026. We have some resources here for you too. You got books, you got tech blogs, you got courses, and YouTube channel, AI newsletters, and influential papers, all put together by Byte Go, which is an organization that also does webinars on some of these topics. So you could use that as a starting point if you're interested in some of these topics for 2026. Next up is Russell. How better cataloging is taking place in 2026. You want to? I'll stop. You want to share your screen, Russ, and we'll go from
Sure.
there.
All
Talk to us
right.
about
Sounds good.
Discogs.
So do we have any music lovers out there? The audience, anybody buy CDs or albums, that sort of thing? My son got me going. He bought me a turntable about 3 years ago. So I started collecting vinyl again. I had an existing collection, which I managed to get back, which was really cool. And you're seeing a lot of the albums right here that are displayed on this screen. Now, this is just one tool. It's called Discogs. There are others out there that help you catalog your music. Tried a few of them. I seem to keep coming back to this one. It's very simple to use, and this is the web version you're looking at. They also have, versions for iOS and Android. And the thing you can do here, you can create custom folders. Now, this is a web-only feature where you can actually create different uh, um, categories. Now, this really helped me out immensely when I got flooded last year with Hurricane Helene. I ended up with I lost 154 album covers out of the about 300 that I have, so a little over half. And those have no cover, so I separate categories. So I know when I go to a record store, you know, do I have an album cover for this one? And a lot of times they have a $1 or $2 section that has old beat up albums in it, but I don't care. I just need the cover, right, for that. And so then I also had, I replaced about 30 of those so far from the flood, and I added some new ones. Of course, when you go in there, record stores, you're going to see more that you can buy. And so the displays here, you can have more of a condensed display or full album cover. If you click into any one of these albums, you can see all the information here. All the tracks, how long they are. You can shop for vinyl. You can right from the app, or you can try to sell a copy too, right through the app if you want to. And then here I've added these to my collection. You can see I added this one here, brand new one 6 days ago, which was has the cover, and you can see the one here is a vinyl only with no cover. So I got this one replaced. And then if you click on the more images button there, you can see everything that comes with the album right here. You can see all the insides, inner covers, the sleeves, as well as the labels. And when you go to log these, the vinyl, of course, back in the a lot of these are from the 70s, and you didn't have barcodes and things you could scan right to find them. And so with that, you could just go ahead and do a search through your collection by name, and then you can also add other collections. It gives you a nice idea too of the values of your collection up here, as well as a want list if you're looking for specific albums and so forth. So pretty cool stuff here. I think
that one album's worth $16,000 if you get that pristine one, right? Wow.
No, that's the whole collection. That's the collection value. Yeah, for all the albums that get concerned there.
That's good for your insurance company.
Yeah.
Let's try looking up Stand Up. Is that on here?
Yeah. Yeah, there. No, that's Exile.
Stand Up. There it is right here. So Stand Up, if you bring this one up and look at the images on this one, this should have there it is right here. It has like a little pop-up right when it comes up, and they all stand up, and go out. So you can actually see sometimes too they have the like a flyer inside, advertising the albums of the time, that sort of thing. It's kind of a nice trip back in memory.
You can't get pop-ups on the CD.
Yeah. All right, and I have a link to this. I put a link in the chat window to FBI apps link tree, and on that, Gary will show that at the end. But I got links to this Discog. So, any questions before I move on to go back?
Okay, I'll start sharing again.
Nice collection over us.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Getting there.
Here we go, and here we are. So that's Discogs, and there's actually their web address as well right there. Okay, so let's move on, and this brings us to our 2026. Coming in 2026, we're going to continue with the Ellery the Elephant theme. We're going to do a third book called Ellery Returns, and then plus a fourth book in music, Ellery and the Magic Rope. So that's all by Richard. And Richard is going to do us a little tune here now for a new year. And we have the music sheets also in the chat window. So, Rich, you could take it away. I'll stop sharing, and we'll put you up there for today's music lesson, free music lesson.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, David. So this is lesson 44. It wasn't supposed to have any words. I wrote the whole tune, I think, on the 3rd, January 3rd. But waking up in the middle of the night, I couldn't stop and think of some nice verses. So now I got like 5 verses to this lesson. It's based on 4 notes, E, D, C, and B. And the 5th note changes almost every time. It goes to A, it goes to G sharp, and later on page 2, there's a B in there. But it's really basically 4 chords, A minor, G chord, I don't even see that, F, and E. Yeah, those are the same ones that we used in the Christmas song, Carol the Bells. Also, it's used in Walk Don't Run. A minor, G, F, and E. So I added some nuances to it on page 2. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this a little bit, and I will come in singing later on, but I want to show you. It starts with the first chord, A minor, and it's also got the G chord. I wrote a tablet for this, and I got one with not tabs, and I got the right note that time. So I got a cello coming in, and I thought I would add a flute to this. And I said, why not have a saxophone and a violin and a French horn? So I added all these in there. But I'm still doing the 5-note riff. And then I got the G sharp coming in right now. And then I changed it. I think I might do a little singing now. Shout and cheer, a new year is right here. In the hood we have stood all we could. Compromise, no disguise in your eyes. This is part 2. I don't want to feel like this is the end. Can't put into words all the things I've heard. A new year to be, a new year for me. Now we see that there's fighting in the street. A new year has come with riches for some. We don't want to move out of this country. We want to stay here, but living in fear. We don't want a war in this brand new year. As the price of all gets to be too tall, we can't afford much. Compromise, no disguise in your eyes. It is the truth that I'm telling you, my friend. A new year for me, a fresh start you'll see. A new year to be, almost heavenly. Now we question, what will you do and say in this brand new year? Now, what is your future as you hold me near? God bless the new year. Who really owns it? Is it really yours? Can you give it to? Will you keep it new? A new year that's true. A new year for us. I want to know, what will you do and say in this brand new year? Now, what is your future as you hold me near? God bless the new year. And that's the New Year's song, featuring all those chords. That's Woodstock coming up. Hey, that's pretty good. I
Nicely
forgot
done.
to mention there is a D minor chord in there too.
Yeah.
That's in the chorus. So that's my new lesson, and I have it in regular paperwork and tabs, and all the bass players that I'm teaching are learning it. Who knows? We might do it live sometime, maybe in August. Who knows?
Maybe publish it. That'd be good.
In fact, I think you could be one of the performers on the Margarita cruise ship that I just went on. That actually was organized by Rick Saltarelli Cruise Planners.
Good.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. They had a guitar player that was in what they called the flip flop lounge, and he was just plugged in, and he had a soundtrack like you had in the background, and he was strumming, just doing the vocal plus the guitar with the soundtrack that was pre-made ahead of time. So it was kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
the new thing. Now, a lot
That's
of
the
these
new thing.
artists are using soundtracks
Yep.
when they perform live, like at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start sharing my screen once again here,
Thank you.
and we'll go from there. Okay, so there's the lesson 44, a new year. You could download that music sheets and play along. Okay. Also, Richard, Rich can't give you guitar lessons right online. We use what is it? Teams and Facebook and Zoom. Any one of those
FaceTime.
platforms
Yep.
that could help you with an online lesson. We
FaceTime.
also have our own memorabilia here too. That's available. Sorry about that. What do you want to say, Rich?
I said so we've been using Facebook too.
On Facebook as well. Okay, very
FaceTime.
good.
Yeah, FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our own plug for our memorabilia, too. So here's the webinar resources for today. Got a lot of it from Gemini and Siri and Copilot and so forth. So you can take a look at these resources, Time Magazine, AARP Magazine, the Business Observer, and Byte Go for that list of resources and so forth. And then our own resources, our books that we've written, and music sheets that we've done, and so forth. And that's it for today. Our next one, as we mentioned, is April 20th. But we can stay on if you want to discuss anything of the topic. We can do that. Any insights
So
that you have from
click on
25?
and you click on that link and just show them that link tree.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Hold on. I'll click on that link here, show them the link tree, and there we are. It's our own link tree with the music lesson from today. So if you click on that, it goes right out to the music sheet right there. Look at that, lesson 44. It's a Word document too, right there. It's real nice. And then any of the Ellery Elephant material, our last webinar over the summer, liquid glass. You remember that?
Yes.
The PowerPoint we reviewed. There it is. The PowerPoint coming up.
Yep.
Look at that.
Today's
I think-
PowerPoint is in there too.
Yeah, there it is. Right, liquid
Mhm.
glass. So we did that over the summer, and some years past, all the way back to 24. So any one of these that we've reviewed, we record and put online. So that could help you. Okay.
And we'll put the video up there too when we get done processing that for today's
Yeah.
session.